We return to Cybertron, which is perfect for the sponsor of this video. This video is brought to you by Displate. Displate offers high quality prints on metal. That's right, no creases, no folds, not paper. Metal, baby. All in the name of celebrating what we love. Whatever your hobbies, whatever that may be, odds are they have something for you. Video games, movies, video game movies, tabletop games, nature. I even found biblical passages. Whatever you love. Available in different finishes, including Textra. Metal posters, but with enhanced 3D printed details and effects. Catches the light, gives your prints depth, brings them to life. A unique visual quality, truly elevating the poster game. And as always, the easy mounting system. No drills, no screws. Stick the supplied magnet to the wall, the print sticks to the magnet. Perfect for when you want to change it out or change it up. And now we've entered Collector's Fest, which means click the link below, use code Jeremy upon checkout, get 1 to 2 displays at 32% off, or 3 or more displays at 37% off. It's a limited time deal, so act fast. And thank you once again to Displate for sponsoring this video. I do appreciate it. And now, roll out. That's the best Optimus I got. So Transformers 1 is directed by Josh Cooley, which I don't think... Oh, Toy Story 4. He directed Toy Story 4. I've seen that. And it's the origin story of Optimus Prime and Megatron and how these characters become them, you know, fulfill those roles. Also, it's an animated buddy comedy with Transformers. There's that. This movie stars Chris Hemsworth as Orion Pax, who will become Optimus Prime one day, and Brian Tyree Henry as D-16, who will become Megatron one day. And they're junkers, they're junk bots, they're not heroes, they can't even transform. Becoming heroes, very unlikely. Society has told them, no way. Just the unlikely underdog story we need. So them, along with Alita 1, voiced by Scarlett Johansson, and B, voiced by Keegan-Michael Key, they all go on their adventure. On the surface of their planet, looking for answers. They'll find answers, all right. Possibly not the ones they want to find. And you uncover some truths, find some enemies. Hero's journey. Gonna be real. I expected nothing from this. I saw the trailer for this and I was like, it doesn't feel like Transformers. It feels like a buddy comedy with Transformers. To be fair, it is that, but it is also, to my surprise, a solid adventure. But the first couple jokes that happen in here, and animation does lend itself to this. You can have cuts in animation for the sake of comedic timing that live action, you have to do it differently. First couple jokes, I was like, okay. That was funny. It gave me a chuckle. What can I say? I was like, maybe I was wrong about this movie. Some of the jokes in this movie I felt, I don't want to say they overstayed their welcome. It's not the right phrase, but they were a bit overused. I guess that's another way of saying the exact same thing. Bumblebee's whole, you can call me B, or Badassatron. At a point I was like, okay, I get it, this is what you call yourself. Get a regretful tattoo of it like the rest of humanity and move on. But more importantly, I liked the characters. I might call them Optimus Prime and Megatron, even though technically that's not who they are yet. But bear with me on that. They've been Optimus Prime and Megatron to me for, well, you know, life. It's a solid underdog story with a friendship at the core. The classic tale of friends who become enemies. The friendship fracture storyline between Optimus and Megatron, and the reason Megatron becomes angry, how he feels betrayed and lied to. It's solid, good, relatable, works as the nucleus of this entire movie. There's a tragedy there, and the comedy never overshadows that. Comedy's there, it's fun, it's nice, families were having a good time. I was having myself a chuckle. But when those moments hit in the movie where it's like, this is not comedy time, this is dramatic moment. This needs to simmer for a bit. We're gonna keep it here. No comedy. Are we watching Marvel? This is how you do it. No one chimes in with a dumb joke at this particular moment. A hard part for me is just hearing other voices in these characters' places, specifically Optimus Prime and Megatron. Brian Tyree Henry probably has more leeway with it because I'm used to Megatron's voice sounding different in any given iteration. And I thought he did a good job. He has a voice that sounds like a friend. The surprising part is like he sounds really pissed right now. Chris Hemsworth as Orion Pax. I just heard Chris Hemsworth. They're casting because he's Thor. Chris Hemsworth's shown he does work well with comedy. He can be the friend character. He can be the aspiring, hopeful character. And he can also show up and whip ass because it's business. But Peter Cullen's voice being so decidedly Optimus Prime for so long, to the point where when Optimus Prime is in something and Peter Cullen's not voicing him, you feel like the voice actor's given the instructions like, yeah, so impersonate Peter Cullen. Chris Hemsworth doesn't do that, so he didn't really feel like the same character for so long. Luckily for most of the movie, it makes sense because, well, we're seeing him as the everyday guy. He's not a Prime yet. And it's satisfying. Like when Optimus Prime becomes, it feels earned. You feel like this is the guy. He's the one who gets to do this. Funny enough, cool, lighthearted, relatable robot who becomes a Prime in the movie. It's not unlike Hot Rod from the 1980s animated movie. Not gonna lie, it felt a little more fresh a couple days ago when I watched this movie and I did not make that connection. Gonna go ahead and stick with that vibe. But as much as the last act is going to have an action sequence and it is entertaining, it's not really why I was there. The action was fun as I was watching the tension between these two former friends whose friendship I saw fall apart through the course of this movie. And now they're at odds. I mean, that's really the meat of this whole thing. Action that aids in telling the story, not action that distracts from lack of story. And we can't forget one of the most important things to address in 2024. The movie's not too long. Yeah, it had solid pacing, didn't have 5 endings, and by the end, as it leaves open for a sequel, as many movies do these days, it's still one storyline. It's not like it's, and come back to see the conclusion in the next movie. No, that's actually annoying, but they could do a sequel, and I want to see where this goes. This movie shocked me. It was much more than meets the eye. Yeah, it's cheesy. I'm keeping it, but I think it's worth watching and worth buying on Blu-ray. Alright, so Transformers 1, are you looking forward to it? Have you seen it? What did you think about it? Whatever you thought, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more. Alright, new week, new videos. How's the week going? Did I miss anything? Anything exciting?